Hey guys, welcome to Monday Move where we enhance our asana. Today we are working with chair pose or Utkatasana. So let's get on our mats and get started. First we'll go over misalignments here. So some common misalignments starting again down at the foundation, our feet. We want to always make sure our toes are face forward. Your feet can be hip distance apart or together, whatever works best for you, but make sure your toes are straight forward. I see some people just keeping their feet externally rotated and bending down into their chair pose, and we want to, that's not good for the hip joints and knees. The second thing that I find is that as we do bend into our squat, we bend by taking our knees forward and then we cover our toes. So what I want you to focus on as we come into our chair pose is keeping your weight in your heels, always checking to see your toes, and then the hips go back, okay? Not the knees, but the hips. Lastly, what I want to focus on is the lower back. As we squat down, a lot of people tend to collapse into their lower back to keep their chest up, really kind of crunching this space right here. So what we'll do is focus on engaging the core and lengthening the glutes to keep length in the lower back, and then using our back muscles to lift our chest, not the rotation through our pelvic muscles, or our pelvis, I should say. So now that we have some misalignments out of the way, let's get started. So I'll start first by facing you, and then I'll turn to the side and talk through it again. So starting down by the feet, we want our feet hip distance apart or together. If your feet are together, just keep a little space in between your heels. Your big toes can be touching. I personally prefer my feet about hip distance apart. Again, toes straight forward. And I'm going to start with my hands at my hips. I'm going to squat down. I'm going to watch my toes. So I'm making sure my hips are going back and I can see my toes. I'm going to get down to a comfortable spot for myself. And then I'm just not going to forget about my knees. I'm going to think about hugging my knees in together, but not squeezing my knees, but not squeezing them so they're touching. So I'm just going to energetically hug my legs together, but I also want to kind of squeeze my outer hips to engage the outside of my legs as well. So to be able to lift the chest and bring my arms up overhead, again, that requires back muscles. So at first, I'm going to take my navel to my spine to create length in my lower back. Thinking about taking my glutes down to the heels almost. So whichever cue helps you make that action, makes you make that action. So to lift the chest then, what you want to do is take the bottom of our shoulder blades, or your two triangles on your back, and you want to push them forward into your chest. You'll feel your back muscles engage. You'll almost feel as if your collarbone area starts to inflate. Keep your core engaged, keep length in the lower back, and use the back muscles to lift the chest and broaden the collarbones. From here, you can either bring your hands in at prayer, or you extend the arms up overhead, upper arms, ears between your upper arms, and length between the back of your neck. And then inhale and rise. So I'll do that again, sidewise. You guys know what I mean. And so you can get me from a profile view. So again, I'm checking my feet. My toes are straight forward. Again, I prefer hip distance apart for my feet. If you prefer your feet together, go ahead. As I squat down, I'm checking my toes and I get to a comfortable spot. My weight's more so in my heels, but I'm not also working to lift my toes up off the ground. So more of the weight in your heels as you squat down. I'm pulling my belly up towards the spine to create length through the lower back. So I'm not rotating, I'm not sticking my booty out here like this. That's not what we're looking for. We want lift through the belly, length through the lower back. And now I'm taking my shoulder blades. Right now they're at an angle. I want to try and make them straight up and down, so I'm using my back muscles instead of the rotation of my pelvis to lift my chest. I bring my hands to center. Or again, extending the arms up overhead, trying to keep my head in between my upper arms and length in the back of my neck. I'm energetically hugging my inner thighs in towards each other. I'm also squeezing my outer hips to engage through the outside of my legs as well. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale to stand. Exhale, hands to the side. All right, so that is Utkatasana, chair pose. If you do have any questions, or if you try this and something doesn't feel right in the body, feel free to reach out to me. You can message me through Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on LinkedIn. You can find me through my name, my handle name, which is Katie Schleep. You can also find me on my website at katieschleepwellness.com. And as always, I will leave a link in the comments section for you to find me in any one of those locations. So have a great rest of your day. Go try out this new way to do chair pose and let me know how it goes. All right, have a great day. Om Shanti. Namaste.